Terry Feature 2 airbag. So we're back in the garage tonight, and as you can see, we're going to talk a little bit about airbags. And this is the complete assembly. Terry's got it all in place with the brake, bag, and all the hard bits. And now we'll just get Terry to tell us a little bit about what it took to put all those pieces into place.
So on this side, of course, you can see it's assembled in that. The hardest part for this whole piece was, I had to take it apart to put the new lines on. I only had some test lines that I could air it up and move the car around with, so these are now gone, and we're moving towards our permanent stuff. The hardest part was trying to find the routing in that where things aren't going to get pinched. I'm pretty happy with it coming out of the back here. It's not going to get compromised with the A-arm or anything like that, so we're good to go with that. Quite simply, it's a bag on top of a shock tower piece that just goes right up and into the stock piece, pokes right out through the top here, and the bag bolts onto the bottom, and away we go. So it's a slick little piece, fits in all these old parts, and brings something new and cool to the old car. So.
And it's all going to be adjustable from inside the car?
Yeah, we're hoping to do something where I'm going to have at least 3 settings, so sort of a park thing and a ride height thing and whatever else that I need. So probably a speed bump height as well to get over the speed bumps in the parking lots. So that's what the plan is. Everything will go. Of course, again, it's a lot of planning, figuring out where you want everything, but not rocket science. But all of the stuff's going to go into the trunk. Just right behind the back seat. So I've run and cut the lines to hopefully how much I'm going to need extra just to get into the back of the trunk here. I'm going to have to find some different clamping though, because this was another part of plumbing the car. Like we talked about the brakes and stuff, but we've got power on the inside here with an air line. We're going to have an air line over here with a fuel line, so you're trying to plan everything out in the car. And our big challenge at the back of the car with the 4-link and the bags and everything was making the room up in through here to get those lines and stuff where they need to go. I actually took the time, these brackets here actually went right down to the bottom of the frame. So I've shaved those off there and there. I had to actually move this bracket earlier so that I had a nice bit of room to go up and over this arced portion. We actually sectioned it in here just to bring the car down a lot lower, so we lost a lot of that room in there that would allow us to run all of our lines and stuff. So just the challenges that you go through. I thought I was done and I had this shiny frame and everything, and when you start actually working on it and doing these things, you realize that you got to make some changes to it. So we're hoping we'll be able to touch that up pretty good. On the other side here, I have a little challenge with the front that I'm repairing and just bringing this line back. Same thing. So I took and ground off these spots so that I had the same amount of room to do all of my plumbing and keep it up under the frame, because this car will be fairly low. I don't have huge sidewalls on my tires, and I want the car to run really low on the street. So I don't know what the roads are like where you live, but ours are that great, and we have lots of things that may obstruct. So trying to keep all these fuel and airlines and everything up is probably a good idea no matter where you drive.
So how many hours have you put into running just the lines so far?
Well, probably because it's a learning adventure as we go, but there's probably 3-4 days just putting stuff and laying it out and trying to figure it out and making room and cutting. There may even be more than that, to be honest with you, but it takes a lot of time, and you really have to plan all this stuff. So for me, I want it to be very functional, because this will be a street car that's driven quite regularly. And the second piece is it's going to be nice when everything looks proper too. I've taken the time to detail the frame and and everything else that goes with it. So I want everything to look right. So that's where it really takes the time, is trying to plan everything where it's going and get it all bent and shaped so it looks really nice as well.
So what do you say to the guys who think they can build a car in a week?
Yeah, you know, it might work on TV with, you know, and I've witnessed the whole chip foose build things, and you know, tremendous amount of people involved in those projects, number one. And I mean, for me, every time we turn around, we have obstacles. You know, we'll talk later about engine and transmission and just different things. I mean, for the average guy like me, it takes days and weeks every time you make a change. Not, I'd never have the car done in a week. I haven't even got lines running, you know, not even close to a week. I've been working on these lines for, you know, on and off, not regularly, but on and off for probably 3 weeks now, just doing things and planning and reading and figuring out, and, you know, simple things like want to make sure you use the right airline, you know, and talking to the guys that run a lot of air cars and stuff like that, and talking to them and make sure that whatever I'm putting in here isn't going to fail on me in short order. So a lot of research.
So the secret sounds like lots of reading, lots of contact, lots of patience, and taking your time.
Well, and we're taking our time, but I think, you know, at the end of the day, we're going to be doing things hopefully once, other than every time you make a change. People laugh about that, but you know what? That's just part of building these things. You get a better idea or change your mind, and sometimes you got to go backwards to go forwards.